Shalom. This is an emergency broadcast alert, giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Rakah Kodash, in whom we are in great debt. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, continue doing so, standing firm in the eyes of terror, who I learned this truth from. To the elders, the bishops, Akim and Aquab, salutations and blessings to the house of David. We are the hopeful elect. And this is just food for thought. I'm pretty sure a lot of my brothers already know this, but it's important that we keep reminding our people that we can't trust the enemy, because although, he might put it all nice and sweet in front of us, there are hidden poisons that we need to avoid, and sugar is one of them. Sugar is one of the biggest poisons of them all, right? So real quick, I was intrigued by, before we continue, this is a quick recap of a video that I made of Smuckers, and I wanted to break down the fact that they hide different significance when it comes to them naming the food, but I forgot to mention why was it that I read the scripture that followed. And the reason why I read the scripture that followed is because of the ingredients that they put in major name food, especially the ones that our people eat. And just a basic ingredient, it's they add a lot of additives and preservatives when there's no need for them. And if you look at for instance, one of these products, these are jams, and the sugar that's created from making the jam itself can preserve it. But on top of that, they add fillers. And if you would look at the fillers that they put, should I say that they add to the product, you would see that it's not necessary. And this is why you are eating defiled food. Now, I am going to play the big, because this is a two-part video, so we'll go with the first part here. This here, because I know that there was always something funny about this name. I just didn't know what. But now that, once the Lord brings you into the truth and he starts showing you things, he opens your eyes a little further every other day. And so you go back to the stuff, in the past. And so you contemplate on things, and, and it just takes someone to say something or do something before it hits you. And it's just like a light lights up, right? So, Smuckers. And this is, you see, I wrote down the meaning of smuck. Okay? And what? Because, see, remember, right? The English language is hidden in between words, right? You could say a few words and you might write it a certain way, but they mean something else. And then you might just say it and you write it and you mean something else. Or just like you can say something and you could write it differently, three other. So, I just wanted to make sure that that I had it there, because when I wasn't sure that you could see what I looked up. Okay, Salakia. Let's continue. And what? Because, see, remember, right? The English language is hidden in between words, right? You could say a few words, and you might write it a certain way, but they mean something else, and then you might just say it and you write it and you mean something else, or just like you can say something and you can write it differently three other different ways, and it still means whatever it is that you want to say. So I'm going to read real quick. Where is it? It says here. Well, let me go here real quick. I think I just have it right here better. I think, yeah, that's it. Schmuck. So the word is, let me just, because I looked that word up too. I looked the word up. So the word is
Pejorative.
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 Pejorative. Now, I want to add something here because Yiddish, right? These people intend to confuse you with their language, right? Now, what I forgot to read was also in the German language, the word schmuck means jewelry, ad- adornment. It is a nomination. So you see how they can put a word, they can put a name on something. For them, they could mean something, but for you, it means something else. Pejorative, right? Expressing contempt or disapproval, permissiveness permissiveness is used almost on universally as a
Pejorative.
term. So a word expressing contempt or disapproval. Most of what he said was inflammatory and filled with
Pejorative.
so it says here meaning a term who is stupid or an obnoxious. And I forgot, I should have read this too before, but look at this. Where it has similar pejorative meaning. What? In the English language from Yiddish, schmuck, where it has similar pejorative meaning. Contempt, contemptible, or detestable, but where it literally meaning is a vulgar term. Person, the word came into the English language from Yiddish. Wow, who would have thought? Okay, give me a second. Let me just fast forward this. So I fast forwarded because there were some vulgar pictures on it that I really didn't want. I didn't want to keep. And let's go into the fact that these products have a lot of unnecessary preservatives or unnecessarily unnecessarily they add additives for the unneeded additives. Okay, I'm just gonna give you a quick example of this is the syrup, right? maple syrup maple syrup is only one ingredient. You only need to collect it and bottle it because it can preserve itself because the sweetness preserves it, the sugar preserves it. All right. So now this has a number of, let's see, sodium. I don't know why they put sodium in something that's supposed to be sweet. And right away they're gonna say, "Oh, it's preservative." No, sugar is a preservative is on its own. Um, how should I say? Naturally, syrup won't freeze over. It would get uh, how should I say? It's like honey, like real honey. It would thicken, and it won't move as quick as you want it. But yeah, there's no there's it's as long as you warm it up, it'll get. Now, why would they put water? Why would they put cellulose, salt, sorbic acid, caramel color? It has its own natural color. Syrup has its own natural color, but this is not real uh, syrup. This is they want to call it breakfast syrup, and it says sugar free, right? Sugar free. All right, where it says that? So says zero sugar. But then again, if it's not real syrup, why would it have? Because I mean, sugar in its own contents will be sweet per se. It would have a percentage of sugar, but this says 4 grams. And what I don't see is, let me see, added sugar, sweeteners. Okay, so it says here where it says preservatives, sodas, processed, non-nutritive sweeteners, none. This is stuff that is added, right? This is the ingredients. Non-nutritive, nutritive sweeteners. So they add something that is not nutritious. Sodium hydroxyphosphate. Look, man, you don't need all these ingredients, and this is why it's defiled. This is Ezekiel 4, verse 13. And the Lord, thy power, our creator, the one who gives us breath and the power to speak, said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. And guess what? He drew us to the four corners of the earth under the sword. All right, so that was a two-part under the name and the ingredients of these companies, and this is not the only company that does this. There's numerous companies that put all kind of ingredients that are not necessary to preserve the food. That you should be able to get the healthy food. I hope this was edifying. Shalom.